Good day, everyone. You're welcome to the lesson of today. Today, our subject is verbal reasoning, and our topic is contractions. Contractions. You can see on the screen. Contractions. That's what we want to study today. Have you heard the word before? Contractions. Okay. Just pay close attention. We are all going to study this together. My name is Adedayo Adegoke. You're welcome to this lesson. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to define contractions, give the correct contracted form of words, and also contract words. Okay, I said earlier that our topic is contractions. We are going to see what contraction means now. Yes, what is contraction? What is contraction? If you look at the first page, the first slide that we have, look at this picture here. Notice these two words. I is a word, will is a word, and then you notice something here. It has been shortened to owl. We have you here, will here. It has been shortened to what? You. We have e here, we have will. It has been shortened to ill. We have she, will. It has been shortened to what? She'll. Then we have it and will. And it has been shortened. There are two words, but now we have only one. It'll. It'll. Okay. Look at this picture that we have here. Look at we have a boy on this side, another boy on this side. The two are trying to get together, running towards each other. That's what we are looking at in contraction. The first word and the second word come together as one. You are going to see when these two boys will come together as one at the latter part of this lesson. Okay, let's move forward. Now, what is a contraction? I've shown you what happened to those two words on the first slide. What is a contraction? A contraction is a word that is made by shortening and combining two words. Did you get that? A contraction is a word made by shortening and combining two words. We have two words like I mentioned earlier. We have e is a word. Then we have will. And then what happens? We shorten them. Instead of having two sentences now, we are going to have, instead of having two words, we are going to have just one word. Okay? So we shorten the word and we combine the words together. So instead of having a will, what do we have? Ill. We have e, then we have the ll of will. Now let's take a look at this. Words like can't is what? The real word is what? Cannot. Don't. The real word is what? Do not. Have. The real word is what? I and have. So these words can't, don't, have are all contractions, and people use contractions both in both speaking and writing. While you're speaking, I can tell you, I'll be at your house today. I did not say I will be at your house. It's a way of just making your sentence shorter. I'll be at your house. Or you'll visit me tomorrow. So you see how we are. So while we are speaking and also while we are writing, we contract words. Okay, now let's take a look further at contracting. Okay, since the word contract means to squeeze together, take note of that. You know we talk about joining two words, combining them. It also means to squeeze them together as one. Now, since contract means to squeeze together, it seems only logical that a contraction is two words made shorter by placing an apostrophe where letters have been omitted. Somebody may be asking, before we talked about it, take a look at this. We mentioned he will, right? He will, and he will is what? Ill. Okay? See what I have done. I wrote HE, then I put my apostrophe. This sign is apostrophe. It is like the comma, but it is on top. The comma is down. The apostrophe is on top. Okay? I've written HE apostrophe LL. Now, if I don't put this apostrophe, you know what that will mean? That will mean what? L. L. And L is not what I'm talking about. I cannot say L. L, come to my house. I can't refer to L. I mean you. So if you don't put the apostrophe, you'll be getting another word. That is why the apostrophe is very, very important. In fact, the apostrophe is so important in contracting. So it is logical that we shorten the two words by placing an apostrophe. And that is the apostrophe we are talking about. It is like the comma, but it is on top. Apostrophe. Okay? Where letters have been omitted. Omitted means we have taken some letters away, taken away. Instead of writing he will, now we have ill. Which letters have been taken away? HE is still here. LL is still here. So which one is not there? WI. That is the omitted letters. Those are the omitted letters that we have there. WI. Okay, so instead of the WI, we now have the apostrophe. Is that taken? It is the apostrophe that has replaced WI. And we have a lot of examples of contractions that we use in English language. Look at this. Am means what? I am. Look at this one. He would. He would will be what? You'd. That's HE apostrophe. The only one letter has been added from would. Do you get that? Sometimes you pick two words, sometimes one letter is picked, and sometimes it could be two letters, sometimes it could be three letters. It depends. That's why you have to study them. Look at this one. I have, the contracted form of I have is what? Have. Look at this. They have, we've turned to what? They are. You cannot will be what? You can't. Can you see that? Instead of writing cannot, the cannot has been shortened, has been contracted to what? Can't. Okay, what is the rule of contraction? Take note of this. What is the rule of contraction? The rule is that you use an apostrophe to make a contraction. You use an apostrophe. I have told you the importance of the apostrophe before. Without the apostrophe, the words you have just formed will not make complete sense. So you need the apostrophe. Now, when you create a contraction, you are taking two words and putting them together. So what happens? You then insert an apostrophe to replace certain letters in the two words. I've mentioned that earlier. He is will be what? Is. Look at this. They are will be what? They are. I've mentioned that earlier. Okay, now let's take a look at this important contractions. They are words that are contracted regularly. Everybody use them regularly. Look at this first one. Instead of saying had not, oh, we aren't coming. We aren't coming. Instead of saying cannot, instead of saying I cannot go there, I can't go there. Look at this. What's this? The third one. Could not. That's what? Couldn't. Did not. Didn't. Do not. Don't. Does not. Doesn't. Had not. Hadn't. Have not. Haven't. He is. He will. He'll. He would. You'd. He had. Heard. Here is. Here's. Instead of saying here is the work, here's the work. I am. I have. I will. I'll. Is not. Isn't. The book is not here. The book isn't here. It is. It's here. It has. It's. It will. It'll. Must not. Mustn't. She is. She's. She has, shares, she will, she'll, she would, should not, shouldn't. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm saying that is, you say that's what we were talking about. There is, there's, they are, they are, they have, they've, was not, wasn't, we are, we are, we have, we've, we will, we would, we are not, weren't, what is, what's your name, who is, who's the person, who will not, won't, you are the person, you will, you'll come by, you would, you'd have to do it, you had, you'd better gone there. Okay, these are some very regular contractions that we make use of while speaking and while writing. Take note of them very well. Okay, just like I've mentioned, we have them here all over again. Is not, is isn't. They are is what? There, was not, wasn't. Were not, weren't. Does not, doesn't. Do not, don't. Did not, didn't. Has not, hasn't. We have, we've. Had not, hadn't. Will not, won't. I would, I'd. Cannot, can't. Could not, couldn't. Should not, shouldn't. Must not, mustn't. Might have, might. I will, I'll. Okay, these are contractions that we make use of regularly. Okay, we have the same thing here again. Okay, we still have them all over here again. Just take a look at them. That's just what contraction is. Instead of two words, you match them, you combine them, you join them. Now, instead of two, it is one. Some letters have been omitted. And then in the place where the letters have been omitted, we make use of a sign. And that sign is what? The apostrophe. You know, we have different punctuation marks, different punctuation signs in English language. Okay, so the punctuation sign used is the apostrophe. Is that taken? Okay, we have more here too. Okay, so what have we learned? Now, in the first slide, you see that the two boys were separate, as in they were trying to run to each other. But now, look at them here. They are together now. That's what happened to contracted words. At first, they are separate, but what happens later? They become one. And that's what you can see here. Okay? A contraction is a word made by shortening and combining two words. And you have been told that when you create a contraction, you are taking two words and putting them together. You then insert an apostrophe to replace certain letters in the two words. Is that taken? Okay. Now you have to check this out. You have to try them. Number one, define contractions. Then number two, give the correct contracted form of these words. She, his will be what? We, her will be what? They, her will be what? So write the answers. You can send them to my email. It's at the first slide. That's adedayo.adegoke@greenlandhall.org. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day and be happy.